We are Onyx Imaging. We are the highest rated and most reviewed printer service center in Oklahoma.
Hi, my name is John with Onyx Imaging. Today we're going to take a look at this Brother L2320, and we're going to be looking at a few common causes of paper jams, primarily paper jams that are caused because of things inside the paper tray. So first off, we're going to start off by removing the paper tray. I'm going to go and take out the paper that's in there already so you can get a better look at the bottom of it. So if you look inside the bottom of the paper tray, you'll notice these little green tabs, and those are to adjust this paper tray for whichever size paper you're specifically using in this paper tray. So the reason that's important is, for one, if these are set for a larger size piece of paper, so if this is adjusted further back, then it's going to cause the paper to be too loose inside the paper tray and the printer's not going to pick it up properly. Also, if it's too tight, if you maybe put paper in and you kind of pull this forward to make sure it's nice and tight in there, what can happen is paper can actually get too tight inside this paper tray, and again the printer has a hard time pulling it through. So very important, just make sure that all these little indicators are set directly on their markings for whichever size paper you're using in this paper tray. So once you have that done, another common cause for paper jams, what we see, is from adding paper into the paper tray. So sometimes what will happen is, say you just have just a little bit of paper in the bottom of the tray, and you go and you add a stack and you slide it into the tray. When you slide your new stack of paper into the paper tray, it'll kind of bunch up and curl the back of the paper. So you end up with a few sheets of paper. Sometimes it might be one, could be a few, kind of rolled into the back of the tray. And again, it's going to cause that paper to be way too tight inside the paper tray, and it's not going to pull paper through the printer properly. So, very important, whenever you add paper to the printer, try to take a quick look around and make sure that it's a nice clean stack on all four sides and nothing's curled up anywhere. If you find any paper that's curled up on anywhere inside the paper tray, just go ahead and remove that, and that way that'll make a huge difference as far as paper jams inside your paper, caused by things inside your paper tray. Another thing that we see quite often is people adding too much paper into the paper tray. So obviously nobody wants to stop in the middle of a print job, go get more paper and add it into the paper tray. So it's very common to try to stick as much paper inside of these things as possible. But if you look at all these green size adjustments, you'll notice there's a little flag that kind of sticks out into the paper tray, and that's your maximum paper fill line. So if you overfill it, or you have paper that's kind of crowning and kind of there's like a little raised spot that's above those, it's going to cause the paper to be too tight up against the paper pickup assembly, and again, not going to pull paper through the printer properly. So generally, I say it's a good rule of thumb just to leave a small gap between your top sheet of paper and all these little max fill lines. That'll go a long way as far as preventing any kind of silly paper jam issues because we added too much paper into the paper tray. Now the last one, it's just a common wear and tear item. If you've had the printer for a while or you use it pretty heavily, eventually you're going to need to replace the rollers that actually pull the paper through the printer. And so there's a good chance, if none of these have helped fix any of your paper jamming issues, you could be ready for a new set of rollers. If that's the case, please feel free to reach out to Onyx. We'd love to help do that for you. If you have any questions or concerns, also reach out to Onyx. We'd love to help answer those for you. And if there's any way we can help supply with any of your office supplies or printer supply needs, please feel free to reach out to Onyx. We'd love to help take care of that for you as well. So we hope you have a great day and you're back up and printing. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. If you're interested in how you can receive free labor on all of your service calls, as well as how to qualify for free printer upgrades, contact us today. We are here for all of your printer and office supply needs.